Hey, what's up everyone? James here, and we are back with Transformers Autocracy. Today we will cover Chapter 2, Parasites, and Chapter 3, The Hunt for Soundwave. So let's get right into it. The story opens at the Citadel in the Primacy Auditorium with Zeta Prime meeting with the Autobot Security Council, which consists of the Autobot Senate. He is speaking to them about the current situation on Megatron and the Decepticons. He mentions the terror they are spreading across Nyan and how Sentinel Prime failed to contain Megatron's rebellion, which we saw in the origin of Megatron. Zeta vows to break Megatron and restore order to Cybertron at any cost. However, one of the senators here tells Zeta that his officers have failed to find the Decepticons so far, and the people of Nyan are helping hide the terror cells. When Zeta says he'll root out the terror cells and do the same to the people aiding the Decepticons, another senator replies saying he was meant to serve the people, not oppress them. And this is where my bubble thinking Zeta was a good guy burst. He tells the senator the common Cybertronian despises him, that Decepticons recruit from Nyan's population without consequence, but he has prepared a weapon that can eradicate them once and for all. Zeta then reveals the Vampire Ribbon, designed long ago by Geoxys. Now, a quick note about Geoxys. He is one of the most badass bots. He's beaten Megatron and Optimus Prime, believes in creating a Cybertronian empire, a united Cybertron, and isn't aligned with Decepticons or Autobots. At least that's the case in the Marvel continuity when he was introduced. But that's just naming a few things. I would love to see him appear as a villain in an animated series or a live action film. But anyways, Zeta tells the senators that the Vampire Ribbon requires tremendous power. When the Senate asks where would they find this power source, Zeta replies it lies within us, Senator, basically revealing that Energon is the power source. As he's about to demonstrate the power of the ribbon, Starscream interrupts, arriving as a delegate for the proceedings. Zeta then reminds Starscream that he doesn't have to tolerate his presence like the senators. Zeta then reveals to Starscream and the Senate that Swindle, who was just apprehended in Chapter 1, is going to be the test subject to demonstrate the Vampark's effectiveness. From there, we quickly go to the Citadel sparring room with Orion and Ultra Magnus, and this discussion they have is awesome. While sparring, we learn Bumblebee isn't the only one who has noticed Orion hasn't been the same lately. Ultra Magnus has as well. He asks Orion what's wrong, and Orion tells Magnus that Swindle's interrogation didn't reveal much, and he feels like he's failing. And Magnus tries to assure Orion, saying that everything will be over after they take down Megatron. But I love Orion's reply here. Orion replies, or we'll make a martyr out of him. Magnus, have you ever asked yourself if we are on the right side? I love this scene because we find out Orion's anger comes from his doubts about the Autobot government and the feeling that Megatron's cause is somewhat justified. If you guys don't feel like it is justified after watching my Origin of Megatron video, I don't know what to say to you. But anyways, we go back to the Primacy Auditorium and Zeta drains Swindle of his Energon to power the Vampire Ribbon, showing the Senate how it draws power from a bot's Energon. Still, the Energon once drained from the bot must be released, or it can overload the weapon. Zeta fires the ribbon into the auditorium ceiling, displaying the incredible power it can unleash. Zeta says draining combatants and using the devastating power of the ribbon creates a perfect circuit of death. Using this weapon isn't even the most sinister part of his plan. It gets worse. Zeta tells the Senate he's outfitted the Omega Destructors with ribbon units, and they will require greater power. The Omega Destructors Zeta refers to are giant guardian bots that are peacekeepers, and they're used to guard the cities of Cybertron and quell uprisings. One of the senators asks where would they find this extra power, especially when Cybertron is in the middle of an Energon shortage. Zeta says he's thought about taking it from the citizens. What Zeta just said is so crazy that even one of the senators thinks he is joking. Starscream then asks how does he propose on getting the citizens to volunteer their Energon. Zeta replies, volunteer? I fear you misunderstand me. I propose to reach out and take it after burning their enclaves to the ground. When a senator here says that that's unthinkable, that the populace would turn on them if they knew such a plan was attempted, Zeta then reveals that his plan is already in action. He has been using Nyan as a test area. When one of the senators says he oversteps, Zeta replies, "This Security Council has lost the will to do what must be done. That is why I was chosen to be Prime, because I'm the monster the people need." Holy hell. When I read this, my mind gone. It just was blown up to pieces. Sentinel Prime might have been the gun-toting jarhead. Zeta Prime is showing himself to be a ruthless sociopath. Starscream approves of Zeta Prime's plan, which surprises Zeta, but Starscream almost accidentally blurts out that he has done worse in Megatron's name. In order to distract Zeta, he points out a Decepticon spy hidden among them, who is revealed to be Soundwave. With his cover blown, Soundwave goes to escape, and Zeta tries to shoot him with the Van Park ribbon, but it overheats. Orion enters the room, and Soundwave escapes. Zeta orders Orion to hunt down Soundwave and retrieve the data he stole before it can be revealed to the public. Orion replies, "I'll bring him back, sir, dead or alive." And that is the end to chapter 2, Parasites. There's a few things to notice here. Notice that Zeta didn't tell Orion the information Soundwave stole at the end of the chapter, and notice how Starscream is the one who secretly brought in Soundwave. And the most important thing that was revealed in this chapter is the Prime who brought about a good change in Orion's eyes is truly evil. Whew. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's go to chapter 3, the hunt for Soundwave. But be prepared, everyone, because this chapter moves really fast. It's really action-packed, alright? So the chapter opens with Orion gathering his team of Autobots. He informs his team that their target is Soundwave and is carrying intel that can't be allowed to be delivered. The Autobots then roll out, set to find Soundwave. The Autobots quickly deduce that Soundwave is heading toward the Kaon border controlled by the Decepticons. One of the interesting things the Autobots mention here is Soundwave is suspected of massacring the former Senate, which we saw him do in Megatron's origin, along with Starscream. Silverbolt, looking from above, spots Soundwave going through the factory district. Bumblebee and Hound move in. Soundwave ejects Ravage, who is able to damage Bumblebee and Hound by himself. While being heavily damaged, Hound takes out Ravage before passing out. Ironhide and Prowl then spot Soundwave under Neurospan Bridge and go to move in, but Soundwave unleashes Rumble, who creates a seismic wave that collapses Neurospan Bridge on top of Ironhide and Prowl. We then go to Orion in the crowded marketplace, who is the next one to spot Soundwave running through it. Orion rams into him. Soundwave ejects Frenzy, who creates a panic and hysteria among the civilians using his sonic weaponry. The citizens end up turning on Orion, and Soundwave is able to escape. Orion orders Silverbolt to pursue Soundwave. However, Soundwave then unleashes Ratbat, who quickly takes out Silverbolt's port stabilizer. Later, with the Autobots out of the way, Soundwave and Frenzy are able to reach the Kaon border, but suddenly they're ambushed. Frenzy is shot from behind by Orion, and as Soundwave is about to eject Buzzsaw, Orion crushes his chest compartment, saying enough of that. Soundwave removes his shoulder cannon and beats Orion in the face with it, and then spears Orion into a crater. Orion is able to knock him back and take out Soundwave. The rest of the Autobots arrive, and just as they're about to take Soundwave into custody, Skywarp and several other Decepticons appear, surrounding the Autobots. Skywarp says, "Not so fast, big guy. You aren't taking him anywhere. This isn't your jurisdiction anymore." I love Orion's reply here. He says, "Autobots' jurisdiction is what we say it is, Decepticon. Are we here to talk or fight?" The Decepticons tell Orion that Megatron wants to have a sit down, and then after that, they're free to go. But should he refuse, they have an order to shoot Bumblebee. Skywarp asks Orion, "Well, Autobot, what's it going to be?" And that's the end of chapter 2 and 3 of Autocracy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is crazy good so far. I'm just enjoying every chapter. Be on the lookout for chapter 4. And if you love Transformers content, check out Transformers The Last Bot Standing. Or if you love dinosaurs, check out the Jurassic League. Please hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Other than that, have a fantastic day, and always remember every day to go beyond.